I'm really proud of myself for working as hard as I do. Ooh. Okay. Oh, today was a decent day. It hasn't been as... Today wasn't as bad as the last week and a half. It has been such a crazy week. I have been on labor and delivery for an extended period of time. My eyes twitching. Oh, I mean, to break it down, it's probably this month of April has been the busiest month I've ever seen as a resident in this hospital. There's been a lot of April babies and it's been crazy. I have been working since last Monday and it is currently Wednesday, so I've been working every single day. And last week I worked 81 and a half hours. I'm working another, let me do the math, 139 hours. That's a lot. It's a lot of hours in a 2 weeks span. And then I go back to nights on Sunday for a month. And that is still on labor and delivery. I'm burnt to a crisp. I remember that I had a lot of eye twitching. If you guys recall, in the fall, winter of 2024, like last year, I had a really bad eye twitch. And it was because I was on labor and delivery so much. And the stress, the exhaustion, the long hours, the, not enough sleep, not like good sleep, I guess. It all plays into part of your health and then it manifests in your body. So I have been trying to do my best to stay well. But it is hard when you're working so much. I am, a few months away from starting my third year of residency and it's been really cool to see my own personal growth as a doctor. C-section wise, you guys, I have been killing the game. I have been doing such a great job with C-sections. I did like a very fast C-section today, and by fast C-section I'm not like speeding through it to speed and get like a personal record. That's not my intention at all. Just by the end of the case I noticed that I did it very quickly. It was like less than a half an hour. It's good to be efficient in surgery because you don't want the patient on the table. Like bad things can happen when the patient is on the table for an extended period of time. So the faster, the more efficient, the better. And so I've just been doing such a great job with C-sections. And I'm not just saying that because I like think that I'm good, but I'm getting feedbacks from, my attending, the nurses, the scrub techs, and the RNFA who scrubs in with us. Like they're all saying that I'm doing a great job, and that makes me feel so good because I feel like I am doing a good job. So it's nice that it's not just in my head, that it's actually, people actually see that growth, and that is so lovely. I've now done, I think, 105 C-sections or so. Yeah, that's all. I'm going to go home and I'm probably going to work out and just hang out for the evening because obviously I have to come back here and do this all again tomorrow bright and early. And I've been very, very, very tired because it's been crazy here. Okay, I did a very brief workout. And yes, I did do my workout in my Johnny scrub pants. I just did the treadmill for 12-ish minutes on an incline. And I did a light arm workout. Today was my arm day, but I did tweak my trap as I usually do when I'm on labor and delivery. Since I'm right-handed, I'm obviously doing like sections and getting baby out and stuff. It definitely has to do with ergonomics, but I always end up messing up my shoulder, my trap area, especially during C-sections, just because of the nature of getting a baby out of the pelvis. And I know people say like, oh, do breech extraction, but I haven't learned how to do that yet. And to be honest, a lot of the attendings, I've never seen anyone do that at our hospital. If you're curious what the heck I'm talking about, when someone's been laboring for a long time and say that they like can't push the baby out because there's multiple reasons, the size of the pelvis, the size of baby, what position is baby in, is there not enough maternal effort because of like an epidural or something like that, masking their ability to actually push and feel what they're pushing. We give them a certain amount of time to push, and if they're not making progress, then typically we have to like recommend a C-section, and we don't force anyone, but baby's got to come out. And sometimes it just won't happen, and you have to do a C-section to not guarantee, but to ensure that you have a happy, healthy baby and a happy, healthy mom. Oftentimes when you're doing a C-section on a patient who's been laboring for a long time and that head is lodged in the pelvis, imagine having like a big grapefruit in a small bowl and you have to wiggle. Do I have anything to replicate this. Will be a fun demonstration. Pretend this is the maternal pelvis. Say baby's lodged down there, mom's been laboring for a long time. Say this is the vagina. This is our incision to go in through the abdomen and go get baby. Sometimes we have someone like nursing staff go in the vagina and push that baby's head, and we are actively trying to wiggle our little fingers around this head while someone's pushing up at the same time. And oftentimes, I had this happen the other day, like on Monday, where I was literally touching the nurse's fingers, and we had a little hand holding moment, literally because her fingers were up through the vagina and my hand was down so far to get this baby's head out. We were touching hands, and you need to like touch fingers to know you're in a good spot, and I don't want her to let go of that, you know, elevation until I've got a good grip on the head. So we're reaching down, crawling down around the baby's head, and it is hard because there's a suction that's created when the head is lodged into the pelvis. You have to break the seal. So oftentimes there is like, once you get around that little head, and every second counts, you guys. Once you get around that little head, I finally got it. I'm leaning back with like all my might to try and dislodge the head from the pelvis, and you often hear like a sound because you're breaking that suction seal. And that's not over. You're not done yet, because now you have to elevate that head all the way up to the level of the hysterotomy and then lift it up, and then someone else is pushing from the top. Your assist will push on the top of the fundus, fundal pressure, to push the baby out while you're trying to guide and wiggle them out. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of strain on your arm, a lot of strain up here, like your whole trap, shoulder, arms. Oftentimes, like the day after, I've done a section for an arrest of descent, meaning like the head's not coming down anymore in labor. When you're pushing in labor, my forearm will be so sore, like all the fine muscles of your arm, because of that like isometric contraction that you're doing just to try and like hold traction and get that baby out of the pelvis. That was a very long explanation. I don't know how I got there. I threw out my neck. Anyways, that was a very long explanation. C-sections are wild. They're incredible. I love doing them, and things can go south pretty quick. The uterus is getting so much blood flow in pregnancy. It's so much more than just a regular uterus that the rate at which it bleeds is pretty profuse. And the uterine arteries are so very close to where we're, you know, making our hysterotomy or the incision on the uterus to get baby out, that sometimes the hysterotomy will rip and it'll extend into the uterine arteries, and you have like a fire hydrant of blood just pouring into your operative field, filling up the pelvis, like literally filling a bowl of water with your faucet. That's kind of the rate at which a uterine artery will bleed at, and it's really difficult to see, and you have to move quickly. You can't freeze because you gotta just stitch. You gotta stitch and put things back together so they're not profusely bleeding, because someone will bleed out so quickly. Anyways, I just went on a little tangent. If you did not watch my last video, I am on this kick of doing, let me show you my little post-workout concoction. It's my sneaky way to get a lot of protein in through the day. I take this Naked Whey ISO protein. This is flavorless. I'll link this down below. Not sponsored by this, but I am sponsored by this today. This video is sponsored by Element. This is a key part of my little secret concoction. So after my workouts, I take these little electrolyte drink mix packets with my protein here, and then I dump it in here. I'm not gonna use citrus salt today. I'm gonna use one of their new flavors that's not out yet. I'm just not gonna show you it. I dump it in here, so I am hydrating at the same time that I'm getting my protein in, and it is so delicious because all I taste is the element and not the protein. Pretty much every single process in your body uses electrolytes, so it's important to replenish them. And especially if you're like working out or you're working long hours and you're not drinking a lot of water, yeah, you can drink a glass of water, but it's not going to be as hydrating as using your body's physiologic abilities to also hydrate better with electrolytes. Not only do I drink it after a workout, but I do drink them at work. They have 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Hydrate with electrolytes and you will notice the biggest difference. They're offering all of you guys a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packets that comes free with any purchase. And they do have a new flavor coming out soon, so be on the lookout. You just have to go to my link down below in the description box. It's drinkelement.com/Rachel Southard. That's DRINKLMNT.com/Rachel Southard. Check it out. This is seriously a staple. Game changer, I'm telling you. I just took a little shower and now I'm gonna do some quick skincare. I just used this on my skin. It is like a BHA peeling pad. I don't know. It's by Max. It's like, I think, a Korean skincare brand. I got it on Amazon, so I'll link it down below. But I just used that. At night, I have been using the Max. It's some serum that they have, like I said, Korean skincare. And then I use the It's Niacinamide tranexamic acid serum under my eyes. I know that I'm an Aesop girly through and through, but I've actually only been doing Aesop in the morning for moisturizer, and then that's my face wash at night. I also got my paws on some tretinoin. I've been using this for like a week now. Obviously I don't have acne, but I do want to protect this usefulness of my skin while I can, especially in residency. It's aging me faster than I think. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am unwell. I've obviously been crying. I hesitate with even like sharing this because people give residents like myself so much flack for expressing how we feel about residency, and like, oh, you save lives, it's supposed to be hard. Like, you guys complain so much, residents complain so much, and they're so whiny. Like, what do you expect? You signed up for this. All these different things. Oh my gosh, I have been having such bad palpitations. But that's what stress will do to the body. Like, when you're under so much stress, it manifests in really strange ways, and I'm just like really having a hard time right now. April's been a really hard month for me in terms of my schedule, and flowing from like the set of nights that I did and then going into nights for another month on Monday. I just hope that it doesn't kill me. I'm not the only one. Honestly, I don't really care that people or some people don't want to hear this. Like, skip through this part or just exit out of the video. I don't mind. There are a lot of people though that feel exactly how I'm feeling, and I zip myself up and go to work so I can do all of the things that I need to do and function at the capacity I need to function at. Today I've kind of just been at a breaking point where I've been so like soft and I've not been able to hold it together. Like, I just keep crying and tearing up because I'm just at that, like, the pot is boiling over at this point. I knew it was going to be one of those days when my little mama bear night nurse, she like saw me this morning and was like, "You're okay, like, it's gonna be okay." She gave me a hug and I just started crying and then she was just like hugging me. And I love our nurses so much. They are just like so wonderful. There's a lot of days where I look to them to get through the day because they are just so wonderful. They're just like my people. They're so great, and I'm so grateful that they are so supportive of us, and you know, they are like a bunch of moms. They're just so wonderful. I try my best to bottle it up because I know that if I'm just feeling like weak and cracking like this all the time, that it's not productive. It makes the days harder. It makes it harder to work. I'm not afraid to say it. You can't get in trouble for saying how you feel. It's a stressful job, and I know what I signed up for, trust me, and I'm capable of doing it. I do it every single day. You can only bottle it up so much and until it overflows, and that day is today where it overflows, and I'm glad that I am home and have the space to allow it to overflow. Residency is tough, you guys. Like, yeah, it's not easy. I didn't expect it to be easy. I worked like 125 hours in the last 11 days. That's a lot. It's a lot of work for a little human being. You know, no wonder I feel like this. I am sending hugs and love to all of you who also, you know, are having a hard day or have had recently hard days. Just know that the next day is a new day, and you're strong and resilient, and we keep coming back to fight certain fights. And whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, when I'm like in this sort of headspace, I remind myself not to put so much pressure on things, because at the end of all of this, you guys, we die. Like, or your soul leaves this physical vessel. We shouldn't put so much pressure on these things. Anyways, I am going to take the rest of today to just be with myself and thoughts. Good morning. It is Saturday, and boy, your girl is tired. Today is my sister's bridal shower. Patrick and I are staying at the Claremont in Berkeley. I start nights tomorrow night, so that really sucks. I want to make it very clear that when I'm sharing my frustrations, complaints, criticisms, raw emotions about what I'm experiencing, they're directed specifically at residency training as a system, and it has nothing to do with the profession that I chose. If it's not obvious already, I absolutely love being an OBGYN, and being a doctor is such a privilege that I've worked very hard to be in. This was not handed to me, and this is a dream that I have been chasing for many years just based on passion. And that passion is still what drives me on a daily basis to show up even when I don't feel my best. Before you pass judgment onto myself or other resident physicians who openly share similar sentiments, I want you to understand that we are not lazy, nor are we dodging hard work. Residency really just shouldn't demand us to work at our absolute maximum capacity as a human being as a brutal rite of passage. We're simply fighting for a system that prioritizes mental well-being. And so just take a step back and reflect on what it takes to keep showing up, and choose empathy before you pass judgment. Good morning, you guys. It is Sunday. It's like 6:30 in the morning. Patrick and I could not actually sleep in. and so we're gonna just go home because I actually have to work tonight, so it's better that we just get on the road early than later. If I don't see you guys for the rest of the vlog, then it's over. And thank you so much for watching, and I love you so much. And until next time, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, continue to work hard, and all the good stuff. Give me a thumbs up to get through nights. Give me a thumbs up and give me a comment down below, and that'll help me get through.